the Shanghai Cooperation Organization just formally welcomed Iran into the fold. And that's how they're going to escape sanctions. I mean, they're going to sell their oil to the folks in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization for gold or for a currency that's convertible into gold. It was Alistair MacLeod who came out and said he believes the Shanghai Cooperation Organization intends to issue a gold-backed settlement currency for the entire Eurasian continent. So look, the fact that gold is tier one and revalued, the fact that the countries keep buying it, the central banks keep buying it, repatriating it, gold will have a role in what comes next. Will it be announced on the 22nd? Maybe.
Over the past few days, there's been reduced excitement amongst gold investors about the upcoming BRICS summit. The drop in excitement came after South African BRICS diplomat Anil Sooklal announced that a gold-backed BRICS currency will not be on the agenda of the bloc's August summit. According to the senior official, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, will remain more focused on using their respective local fiat currencies in trade settlements to reduce the reliance on the US dollar. There's never been talk of a BRICS currency. It's not on the agenda, Sooklal said, dashing the hopes of millions of gold investors that were expecting the alliance to announce that it was at least developing a common currency that would be backed by gold. However, Schectman says there's no need to be disheartened by Sooklal's announcement. According to the popular precious metals analyst, there are several other things to look forward to during the BRICS summit, which is only about 20 days away. To begin with, Schectman points out that the BRICS alliance is only half of the massive de-dollarization trend playing out on the other side of the globe. The other side of the story is the massive union that is rapidly shaping up with the BRICS, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the Eurasian Economic Union, and the Belt Road Initiative. These groups already have so many member countries in common, and Schectman is certain that in the very near future, they would all merge into one very big union that will finally put an end to the Western hegemony. This big union will eventually depend heavily on gold, Schectman adds, either using a common gold-backed currency or the yuan, which can already be converted to gold on the Shanghai Gold Exchange. According to Schectman, the dollar's days as the world's reserve currency are numbered, and everything points at gold as the next and only viable replacement, either directly or indirectly. During a recent interview with Arcadia Economics, the renowned precious metals analyst discusses his predictions for the US dollar and gold, which by no coincidence, central banks have been loading up on massively for over a year now. As we bring you clips from the interview, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm so our videos can reach more like-minded gold bugs. Thanks, and enjoy the video.
For a very long time, I've mentioned the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the Eurasian Economic Union in conjunction with the Belt Road Initiative and the BRICS. And the reason is that all of these countries are all tied together. Many of them are in a couple or three of the organizations. So when you talk about these entities, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization represents 60% of the Eurasian landmass and 40% of global GDP. It is the largest regional military and financial organization in the world. And, it's the Chinese army amongst many other things. And when you look at the Eurasian Economic Union in conjunction with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, in conjunction with BRICS, add the Belt Road into it, you're at damn near 90% of human population. Entities that are not going green. When you focus on the BRICS alone, you are only getting one half of the story. The growing coalition certainly makes the BRICS more powerful and makes them more formidable. But it is Saudi Arabia, to me, that is the linchpin of it all. You must speak of Saudi Arabia when you speak of BRICS and of the massive ultimate de-dollarization. And to me, it is the linchpin of the dollar hegemony. And, I have often said there will be that moment where Saudi Arabia and OPEC, all of the OPEC countries being on the Belt Road, all of them, will issue a statement, and that will be something like this. Listen, you guys are going green you sign an executive order. By 2050, you plan to be completely green. And look, we've partnered with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, with the BRICS, with the Belt Road. with the Eurasian Economic Union, with the new development bank. We told everyone in Davos that we are going to take other currencies. You've known this for a while, but why would you care? You're going green. The rest of the world is not. All of their pieces will be in place when they make this announcement: protection, agreements, all of these things. And when you realize they're being protected by what amounts to two of the three largest nuclear arsenals in the world, they become very formidable. GDPs, when put together, that are far greater than ours, becomes very formidable. When that announcement is made in conjunction with all of these countries who have unified, in conjunction with the belief and realization that they will issue a commodity-backed currency, and Saudi Arabia says, hey, we've decided to take the new BRICS settlement currency for oil purchases, or until the new BRICS currency is operational, we're going to take the yuan, which is immediately convertible into gold on the Shanghai Gold Exchange. You add Saudi Arabia to the BRICS and look at all of the countries who Saudi Arabia and organizations whom Saudi Arabia has already applied to, it becomes a whole lot more of an interesting story. And so, yes, I do believe the BRICS and their growing coalition of countries is a very big deal. But when you add these other countries to it and bring Saudi Arabia into the picture, it becomes a massive deal. You know, one of the things that people are talking about is that the BRICS currency will be listed as a settlement currency, and I agree with that. Jim made the distinction of what the difference is between a settlement currency and a reserve currency, and it is a bond market. You issue a commodity-backed currency where 8 or 9 out of 10 people in the world are coalescing to. There is your patriotism to issue a bond market to break free of the Western hegemony.
The United States bond market is valued at over $51 trillion, and it is the world's largest bond market. It takes about 39% of the total global bond market. In comparison, the next in line, China's bond market, takes only 16%, and Japan's 8%. Schectman reckons the BRICS bond market is coming for that top spot when BRICS, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the Eurasian Economic Union, and the Belt Road Initiative merge into one big union to challenge the West's dominance. Even if a BRICS currency is not announced soon, Schectman says the dollar is still going to suffer a huge blow as more and more countries move out of the dollar and use their local fiat currencies for settlements. Let's get back to the interview.
Even if it's just a settlement currency for a year or two, how much settlement moving away from the dollar in oil and in energy? And look at Brazil, they're selling their corn, second largest corn producer in the world, to China in yuan now. Look at France buying liquid natural gas from Qatar, paying in yuan. How many of these settlements around the world that always were in dollars that are not anymore, at what point does it start to erode the value of a reserve currency? Look at the bond market. Last year, I mean, everyone got their ass kicked in the bond market. So the bond market hasn't been very friendly over the last year and a half to those holding it, and the dollar is being inflated. And when you talk about nearly 200 trillion in debt, a country that said they're going green, why would they want to sell their oil in dollars when the bond market is shaky at best? When the currency will be inflated to pay off all of this debt that we have, or they default, and you know, we have done much to make the rest of the world through weaponizing of the dollar think, hey, is it really wise to hitch your wagon to the dollar? If you end up on the wrong side of their policy, they pull the rug out from underneath you. So you put all of this together, it doesn't matter what happens the 22nd. What you take away from it is that two of these massive organizations are growing together with the BRICS and the Belt Road, and the majority of human population is moving into this de-dollarization trend and theme. And while the world won't change overnight on the 22nd, it's the game of Jenga, piece by piece by piece by piece. It's called logarithmic decay, little by little, then all at once. That's how Hemingway went broke. It's like slowly going down and realize you're hitting a waterfall, and off you go. Where are we in that path? Are we just starting up on top, or are we near the waterfall? I don't know, but I don't think August 22nd will be that delineation where we figure it out. I just think it's another massive piece in what is a growing list and litany of countries and of reasons to move against the Western hegemony. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization just formally welcomed Iran into the fold. And that's how they're going to escape sanctions. I mean, you know, they're going to sell their oil to the folks in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization for gold or for a currency that's convertible into gold. It was Alistair MacLeod who came out and said he believes the Shanghai Cooperation Organization intends to issue a gold-backed settlement currency for the entire Eurasian continent. So look, the fact that gold is tier one and revalued, the fact that the countries keep buying it, the central banks keep buying it, repatriating it, gold will have a role in what comes next. Will it be announced on the 22nd? Maybe. But when you see all of these countries, and even those countries whom the US has tried their best to sanction and to bully using the SWIFT system, what is the common thread in what all of these current countries are doing? They're building a highway, a system, if you will, away from the SWIFT system. And even their Project M Bridge, as in money, M, that was designed by China and the United Arab Emirates, and I think Singapore. I'm not positive the third country, but anyways, it's a way for all of these countries who issued their own CBDC first to trade with one another, sidestepping SWIFT. It is a common bridge to go from one CBDC to the next. They're all going to issue their own CBDC, and there's going to be a BRICS currency at some point that they will use for settlement and for trade. But all of these things are pulling pieces of the Jenga tower out from the US hegemony. And that's what you need to take away from this, that this trend is growing and gaining credibility, and it is gaining mass and acceptance. And it's something to not be taken lightly as far as I'm concerned.
With all these warning signs of the dollar's impending collapse, it's a surprise that more people are not moving into safe haven assets like gold, silver, and other precious metals. According to Schectman, people have too much trust in the U.S. economy and the dollar because of their recency and normalcy bias. Many are confident that the U.S. dollar will always be the world's reserve currency, and the United States' dominance on the rest of the world will forever remain unchallenged. But nothing lasts forever. Like other great economies and empires before it, the United States will one day collapse under its own massive weight. Schectman believes that day might be sooner than we all think, and if you don't move out of the dollar before the switch is flipped, even a second after will be much too late. What are your thoughts on Andy Schectman's interview? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos. Thanks for watching.